Hello everybody, it's December 6th, 2021. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. Bulls have given us a little bit of hope here. As I said in the update last night, we had a potential 1-2 setup. That was when this was in place here. And we were looking higher from there. I did say at that time it's possible that that was simply just the A wave of an ABC, and we might see one more low, and obviously that is in fact what we saw overnight. Had it spike down to 47.1k, and that then completed this microsecond wave. So I'm still looking at this spike up here to be the larger one. Here's our larger 2. We're working on this larger 3 right now, and we need to see 5 waves up within 3. So that's what we're looking at here. Here's 1 and 2. We are working on what could potentially be our 3rd wave within 3 right now, and we need to get up into this region right here, anywhere between 52 250 and 53 185. Then we should see a pullback in a wave 4, which should come down and hold support somewhere in this region down to about 49.8, and then one more push up to about 53.7 to 54.7. That is a little bit shy of the more macro viewpoint here. This blue fib on the 1-2 should see us go a little higher. So ideally, I would actually like to see this 3rd extend a bit and then come down to hold a 4th, and then we can see the higher 5th wave. So I have these sort of standard targets on here right now, but I am hoping that the 3rd wave will extend. So that's the good news, is that we do potentially have that happening right now. And then if we look down even further in the micro, let me zoom way in here. So it kind of looks like we potentially have, again, Elliott wave is fractal in nature. That means every single subwave is supposed to have 5 waves within it, right? So we're working on this 3rd right now, and we should actually be able to see 5 waves up within that wave as well. So here's 1, 2, probably hit 3 right there, probably looking at a 4 right now, and then 5 ideally up. So let's just pull a fib here from what I'm considering 3 to what I'm considering 2 and see what that looks like. Let me make that yellow. Oops. Like that. So we should see support hold for this 4th wave right in here. This is very micro support, obviously, and then micro resistance is right there. So that does point us to the same area that we were looking at before for the end of that 3rd wave. So we can use this if you want to be really, really tight with a stop. Technically, it shouldn't go down below that 0.5 if it wants to stay impulsive up. That's 49.6. Personally, I wouldn't put my stop there just because, that's obviously it used to be resistance all in this zone. That's where it was rejecting from, and it should now be support. So I personally wouldn't put the stop there, even though based on the fibs, the price shouldn't go below that. If you wanted to be, I think, as tight as possible, I would say maybe underneath these lows here, 48.750 or so. A little bit safer would be 47.1. So we don't want to go back below 47.1 at this point if this is going to stay an impulse. So that's what I'm looking at on the micro viewpoint. So let's see if that continues to play out. Get rid of that fib. I'll just keep those boxes on there. So the danger, of course, remains that this could simply be ABC up, and that if we look at the blue fibs, let me just draw a box here real quick. Blue fibs 618 up to 1236, technically anywhere in this region could be considered an ABC. like this, A, B, and C, anywhere in here. So if we get up into this box, that's 3 waves up, and then we fail below that second wave, this is then an ABC, and it's no longer an impulse, and that means best case scenario, we would see the sideways consolidation that I had been warning was a potential. So we'd see, ABC up, ABC down, ABC up, ABC down. We'd see this sideways action like we saw off the 30K low. So that being said, yeah, I think we can move stops up to below 47.1, because breaking that at this point means, at best we're going to go sideways. So that's good. I grabbed some longs personally, right around 47, 48K. So like stopping out below that really makes my risk extremely minimal at this point. And if it does go back down below that, even in that best case scenario, it probably gives us an opportunity to maybe buy a little lower. Even if it is going to go sideways, probably have some chances to buy lower in that instance. So that's what I'm personally going to do, stop below that on my new leveraged longs that I have going, and we'll go from there. Still, main support that needs to hold absolutely is that bottom, that spike down that we got, 42K. If we break down below 42K, it's pretty much game over for Bitcoin to try to stay above the 30s. If that breaks, we're going down back into the 30s, and very likely back down into like 28, maybe even lower, 25K is possible. If that does happen, I do believe we still have another leg up in the bull market. I don't think bull market is over yet, but obviously that would be a long drawn-out process that we really don't want to go through again, because we already had that, on the first dip to 30K. That took 2 months to move out of. So ideally, we get this 5-wave scenario put into place here, and this needs to happen somewhere in here. This third wave needs to happen before we're completely out of the woods, as far as saying the bottom is definitely in. We need to see that happen, even though technically we still need a 4 and a 5 after that to really confirm it. Getting up here would make me much, much more comfortable. So we are looking good right now. Lots of promise basically, and we've got some ability to move our stops up, which is always good as well. So I think that pretty much sums it up, and we'll see what we do overnight and into tomorrow. Because we're going into like 3s and 4s right now, I don't necessarily think we're going to see huge action. I think consolidating for a little bit, sort of in here anywhere, is very possible. But as long as we keep making these higher lows, I'm going to be pretty happy here, and we're going to be in good shape to continue upwards and get that sort of V-shaped recovery that I've been hoping for. All right, I think that's it. If anybody has questions, I'm around in the Discord group, and we'll see where we are tomorrow. All right, good night.